Hey, 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 good morning, formation friends. I'm glad to be with you. Uh, this last night was daylight savings for most of the United States. So, whew, this one came in with a hit. But I'm really glad to be here. Let's dig in. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of daylight savings time. Some people love it, some people don't. But what I do know is we all get to deal with it, even though sometimes it makes different times in different parts of the world for an extra hour and all that. Here we are, first day of daylight savings in the United States. And what we're going to look at is Proverbs 12. I want to talk about just really a couple verses today. Verse 1: Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. Another way to say that is whoever loves correction, is what that's paralleled in that same verse. Whoever loves discipline or correction in their life loves knowledge. And this kind of knowledge is what I would understand biblically to be experiential knowledge. It's the kind of knowledge that is life lessons. You're paying attention, you're receiving correction, and it's kind of like the hard knocks knowledge changes your life. Um, there's an expression: you can either receive the discipline now or you can experience the regret later. So, what you want to do is recognize that in life and also specifically in the kingdom of God, you're going to experience repeated tests, repeated challenges. And if you pass the test, you get to move ahead. If you fail the test, you just have to repeat the test. It's not like you're necessarily a bad person or anything like that. It just means you can't move ahead. You have to pass the test. And so you don't want to fail and redo the test. You want to pass and move ahead. So the goal in verse 15, we see the value of being teachable. And you want to be teachable even when you think you're right. See, the fool, there's a way that seems right to a fool, but its end is catastrophe. Its end can even be the way of death. Sometimes you think you're right, but if you're teachable, even when you think you're right, meaning you can receive correction, you're going to be able to move ahead with experiential knowledge. You're going to be able to move ahead with that knowledge in your tool belt. It doesn't mean you won't receive those same tests, but you'll be able to pass them because you know how to use the tools to move through them. So life is about being able to receive correction, to be teachable, so that you can now add those tools to your tool belt and move ahead with life. Let me drop down for a moment to verse 11. It says to work your land. If you work your land, you're going to receive abundant provision. Now, that's an agrarian picture, right? A farmer working the land, plowing it, sowing seed, watering it, fertilizing it, you will reap a harvest. But the one who lives for fantasy, for magic, for getting rich quickly, he lacks judgment. So the one who is kind of looking for the next thing, the next way that's going to pop, pop, pop. I'll get it quickly. I will get it easily. Lacks judgment, is unwise. You could say that is nonsense or that lacks sense. That is no sense. I would describe that as what the book of Proverbs uses the word foolish often. It isn't in this verse, but it is in this concept. And here's what I mean or understand by the word foolish in the Bible and in life. Foolish is a mixture of being unwise and godless. And by that, I mean, you're not choosing a path that makes sense or that aligns with God's kingdom, nor are you moving ahead with God's presence or awareness of God. Because foolishness, when we're looking ahead with fantasy, get rich quick plans or things like that, we're dreaming, but we're not dreaming even entertaining God in the process. You'll find that sometimes you can walk in foolishness when either or both of these ingredients are present. Either you're being unwise and or you're not including God in your perception. To be wise, to be fruitful, is to choose the paths that align with how God's designed life to work and include Him in your reasoning and in your prayer. The goal, rather than being foolish like that, is to work your land. And by work your land, I believe that that means to invest your time, energy, and your resources, your money into the place that God has given you. Your land could be described as where God's placed you in life, could be geographical, could be work wise, lots of components about where He's placed you. That is your land, where God has placed you. And you've heard me describe before that expression that's new, that I'm excited about, is in your field of favor. So, what you want to do is work that land, invest time, energy, and money where He's placed you, where His favor is on you to advance. So you want to understand who you are by the grace of God. Paul says, I am who I am by the grace of God. Understand who you are by the grace of God. And by that, I mean your design, your placement, and your purpose. This is what we're after in life. This is what I do as a coach, is I help people understand their design, their placement, and their purpose. When you have that, what you want to do is own it, take responsibility for it, own your life, aim it, and invest it full on. That inspires me. That's what I love to do with people. That's what I want you to do in life. This is what wisdom looks like. Work your land and it will provide for you. Well, what's this all about? Are there any corrections that you need to pay attention to? Any challenges in your life that you're facing right now that you need wisdom for? Pull back. Again, today is Sabbath. This is a Sunday when I'm doing this broadcast. It's a good day for reflection, for you to consider your week, to consider where you are in life. Is there any correction from God or even from others that you need to consider and receive? Is there any challenge that you're facing that you need wisdom from God to handle? If so, pray. The book of James makes it clear. James 1:5, I believe. Pray, and God will give you the understanding you need. Pray and be teachable. Sometimes the resources that the sources of wisdom that He brings your way are unlikely sources to you. You may think you're right, but if you're teachable and you're praying, you'll be able to discern that this is correction for you. So, are there any corrections you need to receive or any challenges you're facing? Pray and be teachable. And lastly, I want to encourage you to invest your time, energy, and your money into two things: your own development, take the time to develop, put the energy into the development of your life, whether that is physically, mentally, emotionally, skill set wise. Invest time, energy, and money into your development and into the development of your field. Invest your time, energy, and money into the growth of others in the field where God has placed you. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.